Hey, review family, keep it high, keep it time. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and welcome back to another episode of Track Review, the series in which I review tracks. But before we get in this video, I just wanted to address that if any of you guys are from the East Coast, I hope you stay safe. I know I have a lot of international viewers, so I wanted to just go ahead and say there is a Category 4 hurricane that is over the Atlantic Ocean right now, Hurricane Florence. I'm sure you've heard of it. And it's most likely going to be touching down in the Carolinas, and it's going to be affecting the East Coast, Massachusetts, New Jersey, we're talking New Hampshire, Maine, Florida, and Virginia, and the Carolinas, so as well as some other states, but I'm very close to the East Coast. I'm not directly on it, but we're probably going to be getting some rain or stuff. But if you're on the East Coast, stay safe. I hope that not too much damage is done by it. I hope that it hopefully can diminish, because a lot of people are saying it could diminish to a Category 3 by the time it makes landfall, but I usually don't kind of interrupt the video with different stuff, but I felt like this was important, and if any of you guys are on the East Coast, I just say stay safe. I hope that everything goes well. I hope that everyone's okay, all that good stuff. So anyways, Track Review is not a dead series. It just comes down to there's been so many albums that have been releasing over like the past month or two that I had to slow down my progress, but there has been some tracks that I wanted to cover, and this is definitely one of them. So we're talking about Bad Omens track, Careful What You Wish For. So Bad Omens made a headway in 2016 when they released some bombshell tracks, as well as their first self-titled album, which was just called Bad Omens, and they released songs like Exit Wound. They released songs like The Worst in Me. And the undeniable thing is that they were drawing so much influence from Sempiternal era Bring Me the Horizon. And I have a Bring Me the Horizon poster over there, so obviously I dug them. Well, it's kind of like Greta Van Fleet with how they sound so much like Led Zeppelin. On that album, I feel like people were like thinking they sounded almost too much like Bring Me the Horizon from that era. But there were a lot of people that were embracing it, because Bring Me the Horizon has changed up their sound a lot since Sempiternal. It was the real turning point when they went from That's the Spirit. I mean, from Sempiternal to That's the Spirit. So a lot of people were like, wow, this really does sound like old Bring Me the Horizon. Bad Omens obviously is a Sumerian Records band. I should throw out there, I love Sumerian Records. But this new track, I feel like they found more so of their identity with alongside that Bring Me the Horizon influence. They have to be inspired by them, but they really give off the impression of that kind of early 2010 metalcore sound. That's the best way I can put it. And they were formed like in 2013, 2015. So they're a recent band. They're not like an old band. And I really enjoyed this track for what it was trying to do. It was the chorus was going just hard, it was going in, and then you'd get these melodic type of singing parts. I mean, it honestly really did remind me of Bring Me the Horizon, Sempiternal era, but see, there's the difference of Sempiternal, while it did have some melodies, even the verses, Oliver Sykes was still doing his signature screams and growls, and he was going like, it was a harder version of metalcore. Well, Bad Omens, they keep their metalcore in a very like defined type of melodic to hard, something that is very formulaic in terms of metalcore, but they do it to such an effect that it has this almost kind of like arena rock atmosphere. It sounds very heavy. It sounds really like you want to get up and just like rah, like it's epic. It has this atmosphere built around it, and I really enjoy that. I think that it comes across very well, and this is probably my favorite Bad Omens track that I've ever heard, because I was a huge fan of those singles that they released. I believe one was called like from their previous album in 2016. I believe one was called like The Fountain, one was called like Glass House or something. It was Exit Wounds and The Worst in Me, and you just had these really heavy tracks that had so many shots of Bring Me the Horizon influence. But with this, I feel like they're finding more of their identity, and I know they're dropping an album soon, and I will cover that. I'm not 100% sure when. I'll have to find out, but I think that this band is doing a good job of what they're doing. I think that the riffs on this song, the breakdowns on this song, and to be honest, the standout thing is the vocals, because while their style does go towards Bring Me the Horizon, I think that this guy has maybe a bit more range than even Ollie did on Sempiternal, I would say, because Ollie has a very distinctive style of singing and growling and screaming, and I don't think that anyone can really parallel that or match that. But I think that the lead vocalist, I'm not sure of his name, of Bad Omens, does a good job of trying to replicate it, but putting his own spin on it. And it really feels like the band is moving past their influences and not so much wearing their influences on their sleeve as much as they're just trying to find their own identity. And I'm really excited to hear what their second album's going to do. Really enjoyed this track. I'm going to post it in the description below, as usual, as well as the shoutouts and all that. And you guys can tell me what you think of the song. You can go listen to it and come back. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I will shout your channel out. Please consider giving a subscribe because, yeah, it helps. I'll talk to you guys next time, but until then, my name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.